the lost Israel. Today, I'm going to reveal that the Gentiles are the true Israel, are the children of Abraham by the promise, unto whom the Yahweh is going to fulfill all his promises. Watch this video to the end and see how this mystery unfolds. Let us turn to the book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 1 to 9. The word of Yahweh that came unto Hosea, the son of Beli, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel. The beginning of the word of Yahweh by Hosea. And the Yahweh said to Hosea, Go, take unto you a wife of whoredom, and children of whoredoms, for the land has committed great whoredom, departing from Yahweh. So he went and took Gomer the daughter of Dibram, which conceived and bare him a son. And the Yahweh said unto him, Call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while, and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and I will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel. And it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel. And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And Yahweh said unto him, Call her name Lo-ruhamah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and I will save them by Yahweh, their Creator, and I will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. Now when she had weaned Lo-ruhamah, she conceived and bare a son. Then said Yahweh, Call his name Lo-ammi, for ye are not my people, and I am not your Yahweh. Let us skip some verses and proceed with chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. Say ye unto your brethren, Ammi, and your sisters, Lo-ruhamah, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts. This marriage is of course visionary. The prophet Hosea was commanded to take a wife of whoredoms for no other reason than to portray the sad and abominable condition that obtained in Israel. The firstborn son of the prophet's visionary marriage was named Jezreel in order to foreshadow that which was to befall the Jewish nation, predicting the termination of the kingdom and the defeat of its army in the valley of Jezreel. The second and third child possessed the prefix Lo, Lo-ruhamah, meaning no mercy, and Lo-ammi, meaning not my people. But in chapter 2 of Hosea's visionary children, the prefix Lo is omitted to change the meaning from no mercy and not my people to mercy and my people. Like I mentioned before, Jezreel was to portray that which was to befall the Jewish nation, the termination of the kingdom. And Lo-ruhamah represent the period when Yahweh did not have mercy unto the house of Israel, the 10-tribe kingdom, but he was to have mercy upon the house of Judah, the 2-tribe kingdom, and he was to deliver them by a miracle. Therefore, the names Lo-ruhamah to Ruhamah refer to ancient Israel, those born after the flesh. Lo-ammi means not my people. And we know from the scriptures It's only the Gentile nations that were referred to as not Yahweh's people. The Bible calls them strangers. Therefore, raw army represent the period when the Gentile nations were not Yahweh's people. And army represent the period when the Gentile nations are to be converted and turned to be Yahweh's people. Let me show where it's noted in the scriptures of truth, starting with Ruhama to Ruhama. We shall turn to 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 18 and 23. Therefore, Yahweh was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Verse 23. Until Yahweh removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants, the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. The 10-tribe kingdom were assimilated by the Gentile nations and have never returned unto this day. Yahweh did not have mercy unto them. But however, Yahweh had mercy upon the house of Judah, the 2-tribe kingdom, and he saved them by a miracle. That happened when the Yahweh slew 185,000 of the Assyrian army. Let us turn to the book of 2 Kings, chapter 19, verse 35. And it came to pass at night that the angel of Yahweh went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 180 and 5,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. Point number 2. Raw army means not my people, and army means my people. Let us turn to the book of Isaiah. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations, to Tarsus, Pool, and Lud, that draw the bow, to Tabal and Javan, to the islands afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my honor, and they shall declare my honor among the Gentiles. So those are the people that were not his people. Raw army. Verse 20. And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto Yahweh out of all nations, upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, saith Yahweh, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel unto the house of Yahweh. Today, we have planes, cars, and etc. Those are the means that Yahweh is going to use to transport his people from the islands afar off unto his holy mountain. That's the kingdom. Romans 9, 24 to 26. Even us, whom he has called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, as he says in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. 26. And it shall come to pass, that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living Yahweh. What a wonderful promise, hidden as a mystery, and today we reveal that the Gentiles are the children that were referred to as not Yahweh's people, but now they are the beloved of the Yahweh. Can you imagine how special you are as you receive this message and get the understanding and know what you are required of from the Yahweh? All the promises that Yahweh promised unto Israel are to be fulfilled with the people living today. Abraham never lived on to realize the fulfillment of this promise, simply because Yahweh was projecting in the future. The children to be born unto Abraham are the children by the promise. represented by Isaac, and those ones come from the Gentile nations. And you are the people who are listening to me right now and watching this video. Therefore, you who are supposed to be of the Gentile nations, may you at long last discover that you are the lost tribes of the children of Israel, Israel by the promise, and are fellow citizens with the 144,000. Therefore, Israel is broken into two sections, fleshly and spiritual. That's why when Yahweh wanted to start the Hebrew nation, he had to call Abraham, and he gave him two sons. Ishmael was to represent those born after the flesh, and Isaac was to represent those born after the spirit, born by the promise. Let us turn to the book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 22 to 24. For it's written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, and that is Ishmael, to represent the fleshly Jews. But he of the free woman was by the promise, and that's Isaac, to represent all people who are to be converted from the nations. Verse 24, which things are an allegory, for these are the two covenants, the one from Mount Sinai, bringing forth to bondage, which is Hagar. So these are the two covenants. The two women are the two churches. The Old Testament church is represented by Hagar, and Ishmael represents the brethren of the Old Testament. The New Testament church is represented by Sarah, and the brethren in the New Testament church are represented by Isaac. Those are born by the Spirit, and they are the Israel by the promise, the true Israel. It's an allegory, it's a story. Galatians 4:28. Now we, brethren, we living today in 2024 and forward, as Isaac was, we are the children of the promise. Let me close with Psalms chapter 87, verse 6. Yahweh shall count when he writeth up the people, that this man was born there. So no matter in what nation you are born, the Yahweh will count you as he writes up the names of his children. Whether you are born in Uganda, whether you are born in the US, whether you are born in Canada, whether you are born in Russia, whether you are born in Palestine, the Yahweh will count you when he writes up the names of his children, his beloved, from the nations. And you are the Israel, the true Israel, and the only Israel by the promise, in the figure of Isaac. Thank you for watching, as always.